So actually, so one thing that I'm doing now is oh my gosh, everything is happening at once. Why is everyone trying to text me? One thing I'm trying to do now that I'm still not going to speak too much on is, excuse me, is making art prints. I'm doing some now. I'm doing a knowledge on what I gotta do to make that happen. That's all I'm gonna say on it, because I don't even wanna. I'm not even letting. You know what I'm saying? I got plans nobody know about still. I mean, I'm gonna let y'all know, cause I fuck with y'all, but I can't even speak on that for real. But another thing that is cool that I want to start doing more is more speaking videos. I feel like there's been a trend of speaking videos on my channel recently because one, they're very easy to make, and two, I've been enjoying articulating myself more, not just about art, but about other topics in my life that I find interesting. With that being said, I'm gonna talk about a book or a few books. I'm gonna start talking about just different things that I find interesting. I want to become a more articulate human. I feel as though that is an aspect in which my art is lacking right now, because the work that I'm producing is very legendary, and it will continue to be even greater and greater. With that being said, no one's going to care if I don't care enough to articulate not what the art means, but what it is, what anything about it in general. For the longest time, I've been so unbothered. Like, I couldn't help be bothered to want to talk about and articulate my art, because to me, even now, my art is about having fun and about love. This piece right here is a great example of that. To me, my flowers represent love. They are a stylized version of the cherry blossoms. A tree from the chocolate city, Washington, D.C., where I was born and raised. I'm a product of that city, but not just that city. But being from that city means a lot more to me than just being from a major city. A lot of my family is there. My roots are there. I have this quote on my wall that I wrote on one of the stickers by Lord Taylor. I don't know who a Lord Taylor is. Shout out to Lord Taylor. But I saw this quote on TikTok and it really resonated with me, so I wrote it down. It says, "A tree remembers its roots greater than the pattern of its leaves." That quote means a lot to me, especially now. Right now, I'm in school. I'm a junior in college, and I'm in school in Connecticut. So I'm very, very, very far away from my roots. And oftentimes, or at least before, everything's a process, but oftentimes I find myself remembering my leaves, you know what I'm saying? Focusing so much on the pattern of my leaves and not my roots. Cherry blossoms are a way to express love for my roots. Right? A lot of my family's in DC. A lot of my family is from DC, not just living in DC. And in the greater DMV area, but to me, everything is everything. Especially when we're talking about blackness. Not just in that area, but in general. that's another topic for another day. Where's the fun? I would say in this piece, the fun is Chip Skylark and the concept of him running from the crowd. To me, color is very important in my work. I wanted the colors, not just the Chip Skylark in terms of his skin tone, but the color of his jeans. And I stylized the jacket and the hat, but even the color of the figures, I wanted it to look like the cartoon, but also be able to work with my flowers. The flowers I do are a stylized version of the cherry blossom, but they don't always mesh well with every art style that I want to place them with. So that's where I come in and balance everything out. And then the next fun part, aspect, I guess, layer to that would be the grass and the sky. Because if you've seen the show Fairly Odd Parents, he's running on a street, and there's like it's like he's passing by, and there's like blue streaks, and he's running on the street. But I opted to put him in grass and with the cloudy skies, because I like nature and I like being outside, and that is where I feel like the real interest is starting to, another real interest in my art is starting to bloom, the more surrealist aspect. Personally, yes, this is more street art. I'm not calling it pop art because I don't want to be grouped in the same category as Andy Warhol. I'm not doing that to anybody else can. I won't feel offended. I'm not saying that about myself. So I would say a lot of my inspiration comes from street art and graffiti, but even more than that, on the fine art side, because that's something else I've been trying to do too, give more respect to the fine art side. A lot of my interest and inspiration is not from a fine art aspect. I learned a lot from the internet, YouTube, Google, but even more than that, the people in my life who've taught me, who've put me on to other resources, are all street artists, and the respect that they paint walls more than they would a canvas. They filthy with the canvas, obviously. You know, artist is artist, but they are what I would call a street artist and or a graffiti writer, right? But more recently, I've been trying to give respect and study more surrealist art, which also has a connection back to Africa. I can do the knowledge and speak on that another time, but I would say that that's the surrealist aspect of the painting. I might not have a great grasp of what the definition is all the way, but I think it's surrealist in the aspect of one, Chip Skylark running from a crowd. The setting isn't the same, and then the addition of the flowers, as well as it's basically how I dreamed the scene would go. Like if I had made the scene, but I guess that's just more of a rendition than surrealism. Maybe, I don't know. That's just what I'm saying for right now, as I'm trying to be more articulate in my journey to be more articulate, not just within my art, but in life. But also, I'm going to be talking about there's more things that interest me: music, books. I'm trying to write more. Writing is something that I used to do a lot. I used to write more, and I'm doing it a lot more now, I should say. I want to start writing about the things that I am consuming, because I need to create as much as I consume, and writing is a great way to do that. A very easy way, one, but also a satisfying way, a very satisfying way. I feel great when I write and I get out what I need to get out, and I have that thought, and then I can re-articulate it even better here which will make more content, which is something else I'm trying to do. Just want to start posting more. I think a part of being the greatest artist ever, a part of my journey with this is being more vulnerable. I feel like in my brain, just posting on the internet is being vulnerable, but I have to start sharing parts of myself and explain, not just sharing parts of myself, but explaining the parts of myself that I do share. Art, as well as my consumption of art. I feel like that's always been a part of me posting, even down to the music I use in the videos. I used to think a lot about the music I use in my videos, especially TikTok, for the shorter form content, I mean. And now I'm just gonna get back to that. Cause it's really about reps, talking wise, videos wise, algorithm wise. Just trying to compete with shorts, I guess, but not even just that. Trying to compete with myself. It's me versus me. Fuck the algorithm. The energy is gonna bring whoever needs to see this video here. I promise you, every single one of my videos, all these dorm sessions, all these videos is gonna amount to something. Cause if it doesn't, what the fuck am I doing anyway? It's not like I'm not doing nothing. It's gonna pop. You know? And I might be talking to myself more than I am to anybody that's gonna watch this video. But that's okay, because I am someone that's gonna watch this video. Everything is everything. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. At the end of the day gonna end. Even when you down, you still up. And when you get up, there's no telling where you gonna be at, man. Stay down until you come up, man. Peace.